Picasso has made many interesting statements, and one of the things he said was it's okay to copy other people as long as you don't copy yourself. I think that's really true. For an artist, it's important to keep looking at the work of other people.
For its spring 2016 exhibition, Fabrica, along with Brighton Festival, commissioned sculptor Ron Haselden to make a new work, Luminary. This exhibition is the result of Fabrica's ongoing work with older people and encouraging their participation in contemporary art. Luminary further integrates this important process into our exhibition programme.
I'm a sculptor, and I've been working with sculpture that concerns light for a number of years, and that has a number of different manifestations, which could be the materials I use, sometimes materials that would catch sunlight, for example, or different types of lights, and I've sort of grown up through the evolution of LEDs. In this particular work, I'm using rope light. What I like about it is it sort of has that slightly cheap look to it that is quite different from, say, using neon. So this work is called Luminary, which is about older people making drawings and contributing, participating in the project. I give them just little A6 pieces of paper and a pencil, just to keep them absolutely simple. I explain that they're then going to be interpreted into light line. I tell them exactly what it is, and I collect them up. Most of them are absolutely lovely, but the problem is selecting, because in the end I want to make this sculpture of them, or tableau, and then they are scaled up to the size that I require for the work, depending on where it will be, how it will be shown. And the structure that we've built has been designed so that it uses the slimmest, most skeletal materials we can get away with, so that the figures in them appear to just be floating in space, or perhaps touching the ground, depending on what they are. It's possible, and we hope people will walk through this labyrinth of light and drawing and see them from all different sorts of angles, as sculpture traditionally is seen.
Ron Haselden has been using this method with light rope over the last 10 years and has used it to collaborate with some of the least visible groups in our society: children, prisoners and older people.
I worked with children from the Isle of Dogs in London, schools from the Isle of Dogs, with a simple project called Brothers and Sisters, which is going to be part of this show in Brighton for the Brighton Festival. They were drawing these wonderful portraits, and young kids right through to perhaps 15-year-olds. And they were presented in the Jubilee Gardens in the middle of the business centre of the Isle of Dogs, Canary Wharf. What I like is the kind of context, or I always think about the context of where things are, with these enormous high-rise business buildings surrounding these really quite modest little drawings by children. In Brighton, we're sending out requests for people who might want to display them in their windows or in their little gardens during the festival period, so that as you walk around Brighton, you will keep coming across these drawings by children. And of course, adopting a child seems particularly relevant to what we hear about immigration problems, etc. This opportunity came to work with elderly people. It was arranged that we go to a number of sites around Brighton, Blackpool, Wells and Hastings. On those sites I went to centres where old people go and meet friends and have tea, coffee, biscuits, etc. I simply asked them to draw something about their lives now, as they've reached this sort of stage in their life. Some were straight in and drawing everything. And I was trying to find untutored people who hadn't been to art school. Some had, nonetheless, a wonderful way of drawing. And there was one lady who I particularly remember who did the piece which we call tree or wheat, we're not absolutely sure. And she said, no, I can't, simply can't. She was a quiet lady. I said, oh, okay, I'll go on. And she said, no, I've never drawn in my life, never drawn. I said, no, I can't believe that. She said, anyway, I walked away from her, and as I looked back, I saw that she was actually scribbling and doing this lovely little drawing, which is a mystery as to what it is. With elderly people, their voice should be heard, because what they have, their experience, etc., still plays a very important part in the way we go ahead. And it is surprising how, at my age, you kind of see things coming round again, which one would have hoped that through past experience would have been learnt and curtailed. But humans are more complex than that, and it therefore continues to be surprising at what people can do, and why that, either for good or for evil. But here is a way of talking about that as sculpture, and not just trying to be journalistic. So now the work is finished, and it has that sort of shock value of having to finish something. It's perhaps like coming back from a break or a holiday or something, you know, you suddenly think, oh, was that it? So my kind of ideas about it are still perhaps rather in a flux. When it comes to the opening, for the first time I'll be seeing people coming in through. We're sitting in this echoey old church interior, and it kind of feels that it should have people in, and then I will become part of the crowd.